We need to talk about Baker Mayfield. If you're seeing this video, you're probably deep into the fantasy community, probably involved in the fantasy Twitter sphere, and probably know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the feeling is there and the hype is there. It feels like a Mahomesian second year leap is not just a possibility for Mayfield, but almost an expectation from the fantasy community. And now, we can't sit here and say that the chances of Mayfield going full-blown historic are high. That kind of thing doesn't happen every season. And I don't think that any quarterback in the NFL is going to have as prolific a season as Mahomes did last year. Hell, I don't even think Mahomes is going to come close to that. That being said, Mayfield is part of a group of 5 or 6 quarterbacks that I think you can make the case realistically could be the quarterback 1 overall when it's all said and done. He set the rookie record for passing touchdowns in a single season last year, and he did it in 13 starts. In 2018, he finished 11 in the league in both yards per attempt and touchdown percentage, which is solid but gives him room to improve. The Browns added Todd Monken as OC, a man who generated a top 5 NFL offense only 1 season ago, and there is a clear organizational focus to put Baker in the best possible spot. And everything that I just said only scratches the surface and leaves out the very best part of this equation, which is the addition of Odell Beckham Jr. Yesterday in my video covering the Steelers, I said that there was about 3 quarterback to wide receiver stacks that I'm actively and aggressively looking to get exposure to when it comes to my personal entries in the $3.5 million Best Ball Championship on draft. Ben Roethlisberger to Juju Smith-Schuster was one of them, and Mayfield to Odell Beckham is another. Odell's gone for double-digit touchdowns in 3 out of his 5 years in the league, one of which was his rookie season where he scored 12 times in 12 games. The only time in his career that he's failed to go over 1,000 yards was the season in which he missed 12 games due to injury. He's got one of the highest all-time yards per game averages as a wide receiver in NFL history. He is a game-breaking stud, and all of that production that he's managed to accumulate in the NFL has come with a quarterback who looks up to see average. This could be the most impactful wide receiver acquisition since the Patriots got Randy Moss in 2007. If there is any case whatsoever to shy away from the Mayfield Beckham stack, it's currently Mayfield's ADP, which is QB 5 and 82nd overall, which puts him somewhere in the mid to late 6th round. Now, I can't say that you're drafting Mayfield at his ceiling. I think that it is very plausible that he finishes above QB 5 when it's all said and done. However, you are certainly not getting a discount, and the price it takes to stack Mayfield and Beckham is steeper than just 2 of your first 6 picks. The price is knowingly making a suboptimal draft pick. We know that QB production is the most replaceable type of fantasy production. I talked yesterday about the insane passing volume that a quarterback like Big Ben can generate in a given year, and he's going a full 4 rounds later than Mayfield. You know, if I find myself drafting OBJ in the second, I'm willing to sacrifice what may be the more optimal and the more positionally value-conscious pick for the upside that getting Mayfield and Beckham in a stack gives you. These are 2 guys whose combined range of outcomes most definitely include a run at the right time, which could win somebody $1 million. One of the things that makes this Browns team such an attractive team to try and target in drafts is because they are stacked at every layer of the offense. Nick Chubb is a player that I like quite a bit, but I don't really see the merit to stacking him with Baker. Although Chubb did catch arguably the most badass receiving touchdown by a running back last year against the Bengals. Highly recommend looking that up if you haven't seen it. I can't say that I expect him to have a high volume passing role in this offense. You know, he won't get targeted enough with Duke Johnson still in the mix and Kareem Hunt returning halfway through the year. Jarvis Landry. He'll be the clear number 2 option in this offense behind OBJ, but I'm really not sure what kind of upside stacking Landry and Mayfield together really gives you. You know, Landry started last year with double-digit targets in 7 of the Browns' 8 first games, but from week 9 on, he failed to hit that mark again. You know, it was all 9 targets or under. His targets were on the decline, and that was before one of the best wide receivers in the NFL joined the team. He's a decent floor play, no doubt about it, but when it comes to this kind of league where it's, you know, we're chasing first place out of 165,000 other entries, I just don't see the merit in taking Landry. There are other players in that ADP range that I would rather go after, absolutely. When you look at the tight end spot on this roster, Njoku is an interesting player. He's actually going in the same range as Baker. At least once this year, I was drafting from the 12th spot, and sure enough, I started my team with OBJ in the second round, and when I got to the 7-8 turn, I snagged Baker and Njoku together. That type of roster has a limited range of outcomes, with 3 of my first 8 picks invested in one offense. Basically, it's Browns go off and I'm golden, or they bust and it's all over. But that is the exact type of risk that I'm trying to take in a tournament like the Best Ball Championship. Njoku's not the type of player who's going to blow you away with his reception total or his yardage, but he easily has the ability to pop off and have a big touchdown season if he's used heavily in the red zone. I like the correlation between him and Mayfield. If you're in that range in the 7th and 8th round, and you can potentially stack both of them together, maybe at the 7-8 turn like I've done, or in another instance, that is a strategy that I think leads to some upside for sure. Njoku has the skills to be one of the most dangerous red zone threats in the offense. It just remains to be seen whether Mayfield takes that leap and puts him in an offense where, you know, enough scoring is going on to make him a good pick at that range. Finally, the last player that I want to mention in this video is a late round player, and that's Antonio Callaway. He's a super talented player, but very unpolished as a rookie. He flashed upside to grow, but the addition of OBJ severely caps the chance of his target share growing or even maintaining. He's the type of player that if I were to draft, say, 100 best ball teams, I would want him on maybe 5, and chances are that those 5 would also be Mayfield teams. In conclusion, Baker to OBJ is a high upside stack and one that I've got a ton of interest in. Jarvis Landry is a good floor play. I like him for season long. I think that he's a good cash game play in DFS sometimes, especially on a site like DraftKings that's full PPR. But when it comes to half point PPR, Landry just does not get the red zone targets. He just doesn't get, you know, he just doesn't have touchdown upside, right? That's what it comes down to. And Njoku, on the other hand, I think does have that upside, so I'm interested in that, and Callaway is a good dart throw. If you've never used draft before and you're interested in competing for the first place $1 million prize in the Best Ball Championship on draft.com, you can head over there and use promo code UPSIDE when making your first deposit, and they will provide you with a free $3 ticket to a contest of your choice. Once again, that is promo code UPSIDE. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow.